Sacrilege.
See my greys?
A whole little bunch.
Couple of hairs there.
Right?
I'm getting old.
I just got one stray one. There's one in the middle of everything.
I'm getting old.
I'm like, how do they pick which one goes grey first?
I don't know. It's weird how it does it,
Well,
but
you start going grey in your late 20s, really.
it can happen. Yeah. But say you, if it doesn't get old.
The Beardy Bros podcast.
No, I wasn't gonna say that, but
Oh,
what's up, beards and beardettes? Welcome back to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros
woo.
podcast.
I'll take it. We got bamboozled.
I bamboozled you.
Oh,
Oh,
technically right.
I know you were right. I was like, God damn it, God damn it, he's on the roll. He knows exactly how this thing goes.
I should. Fuck.
Right, you should do. It happens every fucking week. Welcome
Yeah,
back,
but hey,
everyone.
it's always fucking different though.
It
That's the
is.
thing.
Could always throw it around and mix it up and have bamboozling. Have a bamboozling.
Bamweedle.
Oh, so what's up,
Bamboozle for a weedle.
everybody? Another week, another time for some chit chats with Dale and Jim.
Yes.
Ugh. Ugh. Oh man, how's your week been, Jim? How's your week been?
Fucking awesome, man. How
Yeah,
about yourself?
yeah, it's not been too bad. I mean, the wet weather's starting to dry up now and able to get around everywhere, which
Yeah,
is good.
Sydney's got it now.
Mm, pretty crazy.
You seen how that flood, like the ones near that river? The water's
Oh,
up at their roof.
some of the places got really bad, like really flooded up. Like,
Like
it's
it was a
crazy.
two-story house and it was high as the roof. I'm like, who? For one, why do they keep letting the river rise? Why don't they just expand the fucking river? Or
Exactly. Do something to try and. But like, how does it get that bad? Do you think when it overflows and it runs out, like, it's just like
considering it
an
was raining
area.
on and off,
That's what I
so
mean. And then there's an area that wouldn't normally flood or floods a little bit, and next
no,
minute it's.
that flooded there last year.
But that's what I mean though. But like, that's what I was gonna get to. Is like, you got places though that like, of course, yeah, flood, every now and then, but like, it won't be as bad. But then out of nowhere, it's just 2 stories deep. Like, how the fuck is it? You know what I mean? You gotta think of an area. Like,
Very
imagine
fast.
being where
Like,
we are, and it's like 2 stories deep where you are right now. Like, imagine just like, what the fuck? Like,
this has to be underwater for two
that's
stories deep.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be crazy to think that it goes from normal land housing into just 2 feet, 2 stories underwater.
And the funny thing was, I mean, it was not funny, but like it's the whole like for far as you can see, it's like
It's
where's the
crazy.
drainage?
That's what I mean. It's just like shit. Like, what the fuck?
Like you
It's
think water
crazy.
comes up and it just spreads, but where does it spread to? That it's gonna just and they're like
It
boxed
just fills
in.
in. It
Like
just fills in.
how? Is there no drainage? Is there no
There's
like
no
things on the
no
streets? Is
plugs.
there?
We need to start putting plugs so they can just drain it out, drain it away. Ah, like the
Oh, speaking of
cartoons.
creek, you can make it deeper, right? Like, or you can make them higher. Like Jesus Christ,
Guess make them deeper for more runoff or something. I don't
make them
know.
longer, deeper, wider, whatever the fuck you got to do.
It's just crazy though to think places just can
Because
fill
that's
up, like
unacceptable.
whole
Like
towns can just fill up with so much water. Like, it's
thing is, they
crazy.
just happened that last year. They just got back on their feet, and then bam,
Yeah.
a year
Well, this
fucking
is the
later.
worst.
Like
This is worse than 2017, I think it is. 20 no
no, but
2011.
it wasn't as bad as last year though.
No, that's it.
Thankfully,
Oh, last year no, last year wasn't that bad.
I
This
doubt
year was
that
pretty.
was.
No, this year was pretty worse from like
No,
what
for
everyone's
New
saying.
South Wales it was.
Oh, for New South Wales, maybe yeah.
Hmm.
Up here though in Queensland, it's the worst since like 2011, I think it was.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's fucking phenomenal.
because
And
usually you don't really flood that much. They do. It's just a little bit like under like a door or something.
that's
But
exactly it. And it's been exactly the same since 2011. It's just insane that like another 11 years later, and this is the same thing that's happened again. So what?
because
Say
they don't fix
another 11
anything.
years time, like, is it going to be like shit again? Is the same thing going to
Like
happen another
just
11 years?
think,
Like, is it a weird
they
pattern?
must know where things go wrong by now.
Well, they supposedly were trying to fix it. They supposedly worked out ways back in 2011 after that happened. So 2012, that they figured out
Whatever.
new ways
That's
to
cool.
fix everything, and then look at it, nothing happened. They made this whole barge thing to keep like
Worse.
entrap like friggin' debris from spreading, and the whole fucking barge thing was
That's why
fucked up.
places have dams.
Hmm.
Like, is there a dam there at all?
Mhm.
But not near like flooded places.
I
I
don't know.
guess
It's,
like
it's a few dams, like one or two, but I guess it all connects. I guess
that's
to
where
run off.
water has to run. Like
I don't know. It's weird.
Unless the dam filled up,
Most
that's
probably.
bad.
Yeah.
But then there'll be a lot more water if the dam filled up.
It's just crazy. It's just ridiculous how bad it's been. He's got sneeze.
My headset nearly went flying.
It's just it's just crazy to see what's happened and what's going on with everything. Like it was kind of bad timing because I had my with everything going on with the pandemic, it's like slowly starting to ease up now. I had my uncle come up with my grandmother, brought her up to come visit and see us and everything like that.
Oh,
And then for fucking like trying to schedule around trying to see him and everything, and then we had this fucking storm hit and just like caused all this flooding and stuff, and not being
you
able to
couldn't
see.
leave or anything.
Yeah, not being able to go see them while they were here, and it was just like that's fucking depressing. Like you can't really go anywhere. It's pissing down rain like constantly, heavy rains.
I mean, you could, but
So
you
you
run the
can't go
risk of
anywhere.
either going to a tree or
That's what I mean. It's just
post
the
or
winds and the rains, and then just not being able to see was just horrible. And
into
it's like,
some other car, like anything.
and that's like it. Like those days where I had to have off from work because I couldn't get to work because of it and stuff like that. And it's just like this is like really frustrating because like I want to spend time with my grandmother, and
I was seeing people and they were in four-wheel drives and the rain and the water was up to the top of their door, like the bottom of their
yep,
door. Like,
it's
fuck.
crazy. There's one bloke, his car finally.
They were laughing about it though. Like,
I don't think because I think it was this. It must have been all this week, I guess. It happened. Well, it happened I think briefly last week when it's like because the car had been there for over like for a week or more. So I can't remember if I mentioned it last week. So when the floods were starting to hit, it gets pretty bad. The street around from my place,
Yeah.
and I guess it must have been like this dude was in a ute. I thought, oh, it was just a normal. No, this was a 4-wheel drive ute, and when he decided to go through the water, it was like where he got bogged was like up halfway on his door. So he thought, oh, I can drive through this. I'm in a 4-wheel drive. I can drive through this. Got his car bogged. When the waters got worse, the water actually went over his car. He also had a boat on his roof, and the water went over that. That's how deep it got.
over the boat. What the? Oh, because it was tied down.
Yeah, it's tied down. So you can imagine how if you
I would have got
4-wheel
out and
drive
got
ute-
in that just laid there. Like, come on, just take me
That's
up.
what the weird part was. Like he had to wait for people to come rescue him or some help get him out. Left the car there for a week. He's then got some mates or someone to help him push the car up the street
That's fucked.
to the petrol station. Left it, and now he's got towels and stuff, and they're trying to dry it out, thinking he can dry the car out and it's going to be fine. The dude
Thing
it's like
is, that would be salt water, wouldn't it, as well?
salt water, muddy water, even that. Like that's been sitting. The car's been sitting submerged for a week.
That'd be rusty as fucking
Rusty,
places that you
muddy,
can't see.
gunked up. Everything's
That,
gonna be gunked up with mud and rust, and it's just now he's trying to dry it. It's like, dude, what do you think's gonna happen?
hey, you've got to hose it out before you fucking dry with muddy and salt water. Otherwise, that shit's gonna just.
That's the other thing too. At least clear it out with clean water. But he's just like pulled it out, sat it just to let dry. So I don't know what he's doing.
Does it even
Oh, that's-
run like that?
Oh, it's
If
not gonna
sitting
run.
in water for a few
It's
days.
not gonna
like,
run at all. It's not. It's not with especially muddy water gunked up through the whole thing. That's no way that's gonna run. Even if you were to dry it, you would have to literally clean it out first before you could even try running it. Clean it out, let it dry, and then. But even then,
I mean, I'll probably try and start it first in case if it doesn't work at all. Just either fucking chuck it, like.
Oh,
'cause
trying to
there's
start
no
it the way
way
it is going to make it worse.
No, but still, it could turn on, possibly. But
Oh, you
like,
do more damage to it. More damage than good anyway, but it's already fucked. There's no way. It's something being submerged like that for a week. Like, you're not getting that back. And you kind of
People,
injured
man.
mode. You got to think too, it was running when he drove it into the water, so.
He didn't even turn it off.
Well, you're just going to drive down, and turn the car off and just let your car roll into the water?
No, but so but if he got bogged, you just turn it off.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think you were
Oh.
driving the car when you ran into the water, so.
Yeah,
So the car would have been running, and then.
that's the one thing. Like, you don't know what's deep and what's not.
Hmm.
Because if that water's like, say, yay fucking high and like wheel height and that, you know if there's a fucking ditch there or nothing. Like,
Yeah, so it's just dumb. Just people are dumb.
you may know the roads, but when it's covered in water, you can't see shit.
Yep, it's just dumb. Like I say, don't risk it. If it's flooded, don't risk it or some stupid thing, whatever the slogan is. I don't know, people are dumb. Oh, his Jim's frozen. Jimbo has frozen up.
What?
I think I'm
I'm
frozen.
waving my
You-
hand.
Yeah, you're frozen. You're like,
What the hell? Frozen?
yeah, you're frozen for a bit.
Am I fine?
No, you're moving now. I saw you just came
Oh.
back with a mug in your hand.
Oh no, I think that was just me doing this. Who knows?
Mine is hot. Mine is really hot.
Mine is.
Well, I've got mine in my thing freshly boiled, so it's gonna be
I
fucking
got
hot.
the fan on mine.
I think
so
by the time the
mine's
podcast is done,
cool.
this thing's still gonna be hot.
That's what mine does. Mine
Yeah.
stay hot for 3 to 4 hours.
And this has got boiling water in it, so
Yeah, that is just usually, but I'm not using a potty of this because that's
Yeah.
overkill.
yeah. Well, that's why I made mine, but still fucking hot. But I think I'm gonna stream afterwards anyway. After the potty, I'm gonna chill and play some games.
Leave your lid open.
Yeah, it is cracked open. I might actually just take it off.
Yeah, take it off. Have you got a fan out there?
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Put it near.
Oh,
You can't get it open.
no, it's. I got to twist it because I don't want to like yank it and have hot water go everywhere.
Oh,
Ah, fuck! I did anyway.
that's not fizzy.
No, but it's on the lid.
Oh,
Hot
how do you
condensation.
on the lid? Oh, yeah, the condensation.
The hot condensation built up on my lid. Oh god.
The hot condemnation.
I don't know if you can see it.
You see it on the out ring part.
Let me put the light on so you can see it.
Let me put the light on.
It's starting to go
Yeah,
down
you
now.
Yeah, but you
But
can still see it.
It was
See
like
the liquid.
that lid. Well, not just liquid. It's that little plastic piece in the middle. That was bent up because of the heat. Because it sits like that.
Because
it
it's
was-
not actually straight either.
No, like it's you currently see it now. It's starting to bend back down into
Is it
shape.
meant to be straight?
It was.
Let's try like mine on top. It actually does that. Slides
So
on top.
it was more flat, and I think because of the heat with it, it started getting soft and it started bending down, started drooping down. It's like, oh god,
Right. Crazy, isn't it?
that's crazy how hot it gets sometimes.
Get one of those big ass fucking thermos, like one you just pour your tea in a little lid.
Mm.
I always wanted to get one of those for freaking streaming, because you could do a 6-hour stream with this big fucking thermos. You just start pouring drinks.
Oh, well, yeah. What?
The 6-hour
Yeah.
potty. Thermos time.
Oh, yeah. I know, but
How
it's
many
crazy.
tea bags would you need?
Oh, you could have a few of those. 2, 3.
I used to put 2 in this, and that was, oh boy.
Yeah, so there's a bit of, I mean, there's a bit of stuff to talk about this week.
Get rid of this. Get it. The sad stuff. First,
Yeah, we'll
Megan.
say shocking twist this morning. We all woke up to good old Warno, as everyone likes to put it. I mean, I was always a bit like he's a bit of
Warnie.
a. To me, I always thought growing up he was a bit of a cockhead, like most of those kind of people. Like, I mean, that was just the attitude most people had. He was like Shane Warne and Warwick Kappa, and they all had that like that. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
kind of attitude, that typical dickhead Aussie attitude.
Yeah, but like
It was just the way it is. It's just people are. But unfortunately, yeah, Shano.
it's the
fucking-
confidence, really.
I think so. I think it's where it comes down to.
Well,
Shano.
just like I say, he was the best spin bar we've ever had.
Yeah.
So he's just like,
He was a craftsman, yeah. Of his
well, he's
trade.
best in the world, really, wasn't he?
One of the best cricketers, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So unfortunately, Shane Warne, age 52, passed away. I guess in his sleep or something. I'm not too sure.
Last
no,
night.
no, he was
sometime,
awake.
so
I
I
can't
don't
remember.
know when it
They just
was.
said he was unresponsive. But yeah, he passed away in Thailand, age 52. What a place to
Thailand?
be. Yeah, he was in Thailand on a holiday or something.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole weird bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm waiting to see more coming out from this, but it's a bit strange because he seemed fine. He'd been posting on Twitter like crazy, and then
I think there's foul play in Thailand.
Thailand. There's always weird stuff going on in Thailand.
Exactly.
Weird stuff.
But yeah, the Shane Warne and just
unfortunately- We don't want to get
12 hours
conspiracy
ago.
crazy. We don't want to get crazy conspiracy nonsense
No.
into that. We want to
That's
say our
good. It's freaking
condolences.
sad.
You know, another Aussie legend. You know, there's only a few Aussie legends that really sit up there. We had like Steve Irwin. We got Shane Warne. Like
Don't say the names. They might be next. Like Hugh Jackman and.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Oh!
Because I say we had Shane Warne, we've had Steve Irwin, we've had Heath Ledger. He was an Aussie icon.
Yeah, take you Jackman back.
And then Russell Crowe,
Oh God! Thanks.
Mel Gibson.
He's not really Australian though. So.
He's not really Australian, but he claims himself.
He's
to be.
Irish, so.
That's funny. No, but you know what I mean, though. Jackie Chan. No. Oh fuck no.
You say Jackie Chan? But just because you lived here for most of your life,
Yeah.
was it most of it or?
Australian citizen.
Yeah, right.
No. But no, we're trying to find the
Okay,
light side of
Australian
things,
born.
trying to not be so depressing on everything, because it is shocking and think crazy times, and I'm in a weird spot myself. Talking about my grandparents, so
Yeah,
yeah, I don't want to
that's
mope on
life,
things too
man.
much. It is life. Things happen. We all get there at
But
some
still,
point.
why this year? Betty White, Shane Warne. We had Rob Marsh as well. Yes, Rod Marsh yesterday.
Yeah, he was another
Like
cricketer.
that's two cricket legends in one day. Like what the fuck?
Yep, crazy times, man. Crazy times.
Condolences to their family and damn man.
Always look on the bright side of life. Doo 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 doo. Don't want to sing too much, or we get I don't know, we might get
Yeah, yeah,
copyrighted for
but copy,
likenesses.
copy. That can happen. Like you can sing like a second of it, and it's like done.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yes,
Anyway,
condolences. Anyway, condolences, bro. We're gonna keep going on. We're gonna show us, before.
I knew someone who talked like that. It was so annoying.
But yeah, so there's all kinds of news I guess we've got this week. We can get some of the latest things out the way.
Mm.
Gran Turismo dropped this week. That is out now.
I heard it's very good.
Um,
There's some controversy with that though.
yep.
The fact that it released yesterday
Mhm.
and last night, let's say like midnight or something, they released some microtransactions.
Oh,
40 bucks for a car. I think it's a whole pack, but like people are salty. But A, you don't have to buy them for a start
yeah,
because you can earn everything in game through credits.
yeah.
Which and apparently credits are plentiful. You can earn like 50k or
It's
something
just the
just like
option you
that.
can buy them if you want to, kind of thing. Like
People
most
who
things.
don't have time to play it, like
Yeah.
they
No
gave the
one's.
option to, and people are grilling like, "Oh, what it's dirty and dirty." I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the developers who did that.
Yeah, it's not Sony. It's the developers. It's to streamline
Like
some
the
of the content.
developers are like, we'll give people an option who can't play all the time
To
to
unlock
get their
it. Yeah.
favorite car or cars and race them. Like you don't have to grind it out.
Yeah. If you just want to enjoy the game, spend a little bit extra. Here you go. You always had to unlock stuff anyway. You didn't just get everything from the get go. You had to play
Because
the game and unlock
the
them.
the last one, Sport had microtransactions. So what do you think would change? Plus, they said there was microtransactions in the early stuff. They just didn't release it till last night, some reason.
Well, they just put
Weird.
up when it launched, I guess.
Yeah.
Around the launch
I
window.
guess because reviews were already out and they're like, wink.
Maybe they didn't release it like as the same time. I think because they still had to work out the bugs. Maybe most probably to
Well, it's the same
balance it.
day, so I reckon they were planning
It was like
on
a
the same
patch
day,
kind
like
of
when it
thing.
launched.
Mm.
Would have been out in America when the microtransaction went live. So,
Yeah. What else we got? We
so
got movies as
get
well.
over it. You don't have to buy them. Fuck
We got
off.
yeah, we got movies as well that came out this week with the Batman in
Oh yeah.
theaters, and apparently it's doing really well. It's a pretty solid
I'm
Batman
st- I'm
film.
I'm still not keen on it.
I'm gonna watch it. It's doing really good. Apparently it's one of the better Batman movies. So I'm keen to
Yeah,
check it out, watch it.
I've seen a
Um,
video on YouTube and it's like move over Bale. I'm like fuck off.
yeah, a lot of people are trying to, like, even the director of it said he wants to try and outdo Christopher Nolan's version.
That won't happen because
But a lot of the things I'm hearing from some people that because there's a lot of spoilers starting to jump out. One of the things some people have been saying though is Robert Pattinson doesn't talk that much in this movie.
good because neither he should.
He's very like,
Batman's quiet.
yeah, he really embodies that. Like he's very like,
It's Bruce Wayne who talks a lot.
well, even then as that, like, he doesn't talk that much either. He's a very
But then
reserved.
again, Bale didn't either, did
He's
he?
more reserved. I think they've gone with a bit more of a real, like almost a realer take on Bruce Wayne because he's still like, I mean, it's been years. He was a kid when he lost his parents, and now he's more
I
of an
mean, it's
adult.
also year two technically that
Take them
that
all year two,
movie
so
is.
he's gone through more stuff still, and it's just like he's going through a more of an almost like an emo phase from looking at some of the shots and stuff. Like
Oh,
it's funny.
fucking cringe lord, edge lord.
Yeah, exactly. He's all like grumpy and stuff, and he's all, but then at the same time, he has been Batman for a year as well. So the toll of being Batman until he's gotten, it's going to be rough on him as well. So,
I'm more keen for the villains because that's who the story's about.
mm. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what the go is with all that. So I'm keen to try and watch that at some point. I might watch it tomorrow.
I'll wait for the DVD
So
as always.
get onto it, watch it. Yeah.
hmm I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Batman movies.
Mm.
I can't remember the Christopher Nolan ones.
Dark Knight.
All I remember is the one with Bane and Heath Ledger.
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. That's all I remember. Like,
And what was the
I
other one?
remember the first
Dark
two.
Knight was Dark Knight Returns. Oh, no,
Returns or
Batman Begins.
Return? Yeah,
And
Begins.
there was Dark Knight. And there was Dark Knight Rises, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dark Knight was Heath Ledger and Bane, I think.
Yeah. Or something
I
like
think.
it was weird
Can't remember.
because the
That's
first
one
one,
of
the
them.
fact that the first one was called Batman Begins and then the second one was called Dark Knight. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So weird.
Well, so it's Batman Begins, but he's like 50 in them. Like he's old.
So weird. But I'm
Because
keen to see it.
that's the thing. Like Bale had to play like an old Bruce Wayne. He's like, oh,
More rugged and like he'd been through it for years.
like he got a cane and shit. Like just like I can't do this anymore.
Uh,
That's the
well,
thing. Like he is mortal. Like through and through. Like if he takes one bad injury, he's done.
like when they did the whole back breaking thing, but then he healed within like. Remember Bane broke his back?
Yeah, that was where he's like, oh,
But then
help
he's like,
me."
he healed, and it felt like it was like only like a couple of months had passed, and he's like fully healed.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was Bane grabbed him and did the whole.
He did the
and dropped
whole.
him down the knee, and then dropped him on the knee, and he broke
Did he
his
break
back.
it or just fracture it?
Like either way, like he busted his fucking back. He fully dropped him down and did the whole slam thing and broke his back. And then he had the whole wrap up, and he was with that tribe board of people. I guess they must have had some healing properties because it was only like
I
a
don't
month.
know.
He was only gone for like a month or 2 months, but his back was fully healed again. He was fully suited up, and he was like doing all the fucking cool Batman shit. It's like, what the fuck? What?
Wasn't he limited though? Like, couldn't he bend or anything though?
I can't remember, but it did seem like it. He was still able to do a
I
lot
don't
of
know,
things.
it's
It was just
weird.
weird that he was able to like, I'm good again.
Yeah, but then you see him later, and I was like,
It's just funny. It's just funny.
I don't know. Bale's the best Batman.
Pretty solid.
I should say Affleck. He played it well.
He did a good job as well.
Everyone says he sucked though. Like, how?
I mean, he did a solid Bruce Wayne.
yeah. But
Like, he
even
did-
Batman, like, he had the look for Batman too. Like,
So he did
like he
pretty
was
good.
big, bulky. Like,
I feel like we didn't get a lot of those characters. We didn't get to see really much of them, which is sad from those like series of films, like Justice League
well,
and everything.
this was meant to be Ben Affleck's movie, really. But the
I think
director's
that's
like,
why.
nope.
They were originally going in that direction, and then he didn't. I think he didn't want to do it because that's when he was done with being.
No, but the
Batman.
director's like, nope.
It was this whole
He like,
weird thing,
you're not
yeah.
doing it.
Because I think he didn't want to be constrained to doing the Justice League genre as well. He wanted to do more of original.
He deserved his own fucking Batman movie. Not that Batman vs Superman bullshit.
Yeah, that was still a
That's
Superman
definitely a
movie.
Batman movie, though. To be fair, like that's mainly him in it.
But it still felt like more of a Superman movie because it was like the second Superman movie.
Yeah, but Batman was mostly in that because he was always talking to someone about taking him
Martha,
down.
what do you mean you know Martha? That was so durry. It's so dumb.
Wasn't that Zack Snyder who made that?
So funny how they're just like, what do you mean? Who's Martha? You know Martha? How do you know? That was my mother's name. That was my mother's name too. We're best friends. Our
Weren't
mothers
they
have the
always
same
friends, though?
name. They hate each other at first, and then they're like, our mothers have the same names. We're best friends now. That's always how it's kind of been with Superman, Batman logic. It's just like,
I wonder if they're making a new Superman
who knows?
because I think Henry Cavill's done with that.
I think a lot of people are like a lot of those actors are
He's
like,
probably not done with it, but I think he's been replaced. Have you seen how he looks now? He's
Oh.
even more jacked.
yeah, because of The Witcher.
Yeah, Geralt's not jacked though.
No, but this one is.
He's just naturally like
Yeah.
good. He doesn't need to be like jacked or anything.
Yeah. He's just like average
He's
muscular
superhuman, pretty much.
build. Average muscular build kind of thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then this is.
It's even more ripped.
So I remember playing The Witcher 3, and he's just a scrawny old dude. Talks like this. Roach.
Roach.
Come
Pass us
here,
a roach.
Hey,
Pass us a roach.
no, Roach is the horse's name.
I know.
But passes a roach. Here you go.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Just start running off. Reminds me of that movie. What is it? Fuck.
It's like in the cartoon where
watching
he's
a
like
movie
holding it,
re-
runs off, and the wheels are like spinning like wheels.
I was
Funny
watching.
skit.
a movie recently. Forgot what it was. Oh, the King's Man. This dude
Mm.
had a dude on his shoulders, and he's just legging it through the fucking battlefield, like ha ha ha, ha.
I gotta watch that.
Getting
Looks,
shot
looks
at.
good.
Everything is like ha ha ha, get faster. It's
That's
so
funny.
good.
That's
I
great.
didn't know it was a prequel to everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Voldemort.
That's the
It's the
first one I've seen, so I've pretty much started with the prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had that. I had deja vu because he goes, ah! When he's actually getting hit and shit. You hear Voldemort like, ah! Because Ralph Fiennes is Voldemort. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
It's
his
just
actual voice
I
he's
just can't
doing.
look at him. I just can't. Every time I look at him, like without the makeup, I still just imagine Voldemort. I still see it. It's like I can still see through it
Yeah.
without the
It's funny
CG
because
and
he's
makeup.
like, oh, talking, get into a fight. Ah, yeah, yeah, ah. Like, ah,
I'm Vertigo. He's just waiting for it to
I
happen.
don't look enough.
I'm Vertigo.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. I'm like, I
You
can't
expect
stop
him
it.
to chuck a spell in there,
Yeah, well, he does use a sword. Like this. Ah! I'm
Oh
just
god.
laughing at it because I'm just like, they had to pick Ralph Fiennes, didn't they?
And out of all people.
He's not even in the other movies, is he?
Well, it's because he's a younger version of a character, I think, isn't he?
I don't think so.
Or something. I can't
I
remember.
mean, maybe, but
What was
he's
it
pretty old in there. He's like 50 in that,
supposed to
so
be set in a certain point. I can't remember.
he's old in that. Like he's in his 50s.
Yeah, I think because it's meant to be a younger version, like kind of younger version of a character, and then you see an older version, like played by a different actor in the others.
No, it makes no sense. Apparently, no one asks for the prequel anyway. So
It's just a movie that they made just for fun. Because they're all
yeah, because when it
nonsensical
got to
movies
the end, I
anyway.
was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I can't say it, or you probably already know what's going to happen.
I
But
gotta watch it anyway. I've
yeah, it's just
only
like
watched the first one technically. I haven't even watched the second movie.
Golden Circle. No,
Is it? I can't
that's the
remember.
first one. No, second. Secret Service, the first one.
Hmm.
I
Yes.
kind of want to watch them now because that movie was fucking
So
good.
I haven't even watched some. It's kind of good. So I might even watch the prequel. Go back and watch the first, like actual first
Yeah.
one they released, and then watch the sequel.
I don't reckon it really matters because you said the
Just a refresher because I haven't seen them for so long. I think it'd
Right.
be nice to watch the original, like the first movie in general. Just
like
to
I
watch it
do
before.
recommend that movie though. 8 out of 10.
I'll have to
So
watch it.
so good.
I will have to watch it.
I know. I
think
don't
it's-
watch Dune. I got bored shitless.
because I think the Kingsman was on Disney Plus.
I think so. Watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Dune's
Gotta watch-
boring. I
Too serious.
everyone like, oh, it's so good. I watched it. I
It's
nearly
very
fell
art
asleep.
film. Very
It's
very
all
like
just talking
art
in the
film.
desert. That's all it is. It's like everyone's just chatting.
A lot of sand. A
No,
lot of
actually.
sand.
Tension in the middle and the end.
A bit of sand.
No, the end.
A bit of sand.
Big
at the end.
sandworm.
Well, I'll say sandworm, but I'm saying sand in general.
No, there's not much sand.
You don't see much
Sand.
sand.
Oh, the steelbook looks sick though.
Mm,
It's all like a glistening orange. It's so cool.
that's cool. Yeah, just for the steelbook.
Yes.
What else I got here? Something funny, which I thought was interesting when I was just looking up some news for this week. In relation, since we are some big time streamers. Yeah, that, well,
I mean, we put in a lot of
nudge,
time.
nudge, we're big time stream. There's been some all kinds of crazy stuff that's happened. I saw another article. I'll
Yeah, I
mention,
could bet a few streamers.
Facebook gaming. I mean, we've been seeing different channels rising. You know, the different platform services go up and down, and they're all competing. You know, Twitch is still one of the bigger ones. Twitter gaming.
You can stream on Twitter now? Fuck.
Oh, it wouldn't be long enough, I don't reckon.
Only 30 minutes at a time.
But yeah, no, we know that Twitch is, you know, the main platform, but Facebook gaming had overtaken YouTube a while back, with a lot of
crazy,
like
man.
hours viewed and stuff like that. So being one of the bigger viewed
Ow.
platforms. What's come out from that is that apparently where it's coming from is there's a lot of channels on there that are basically bot streams that basically loop and stream pirated movie clips and just random
Wait,
nonsensical
What?
nonsensical
Who-
videos.
Who
Yeah.
watches these?
Bots are watching streams apparently.
That shouldn't count if it's not a
What?
real account. If they're not chatting in chat other than just
But that's
copy and
Facebook.
pasting.
You know, I don't know how Facebook's algorithm works, but apparently that's how it works. So you've got bot streams watching bots stream, and I don't know all these. Do you remember how like Twitch has some of those accounts where you like you
But
know
then
you have
again, Twitch has the same thing where it's like a rerun of a stream. It's like, but yet there's like a few hundred people
well, there's
watching
that
a
too. But remember how we have
rerun.
the bots and they have like the weird names like another Twitch
Oh
viewer or stuff
yeah,
like that, and they
yeah,
have those
yeah, yeah.
bots that's in there, but they don't count anymore because they've
Another
gone to
TTV viewer or
yeah, and they
something.
have like thousands of followers, and they just like lurk in channels. But Twitch had figured out how to mute those bots so they don't count.
Yeah,
Where I guess that same thing is happening with Facebook because there's other things that have like
but they're
odd
not
names like that.
muting them.
Where apparently one of the channels was I think called Cars vs. What was it? Cars vs. Cows or something like that. It was one of the channel names, and just like what the fuck, and it's just like just nonsense. It's just stupid names like submerged boat.
I might make one. House versus tsunami.
Yeah, like it's just stupid things. They're
That's a
stupid names,
weird
and they
one
just
to
play
put,
weird
but
videos, and then playing like their part, and then there's other ones that are just scam channels and stuff, and just I don't know,
yeah,
just
people actually
typical
clicking
Facebook.
on them.
Typical Facebook, you know,
Ads.
easy access is there for
The
everyone.
ad streams. I don't. That's why, like, because no one's on Facebook gaming. Everyone I've never seen a Facebook gamer.
Mm.
Apart from like probably 2 people.
So that's exactly it. So that's just weird. I guess what's going on there, but I guess it's easy
But
because
taking over
everyone has
YouTube,
Facebook.
that's odd.
Well, everyone has Facebook, everyone has YouTube, but I guess because
Yeah,
it's
they don't watch it though. Like I've
Facebook's
seen
more
people
easy accessible.
boycott because of that.
Yeah, I don't watch Facebook gaming. I just think it's
I've
stupid.
never. I can't even know how to find it.
It's
to be
it's a
fair.
weird subcategory. I've come across it a few times by accident. And I'm like, how the hell did I get here?
I mean, if you're anyone on there, you'll get all the people.
But it's one of those things. Another one that happened as well was on Twitch. I saw a story earlier in the week where this it's one of the I guess bigger known PC builder channels. I guess it was. I don't know if you heard the story, but there's one of the PC builder channels that streams I guess PC builds. Had one of their typical streams and they had a contest.
Linus.
I can't remember what it's called now. But they had their stream where they were doing their giveaway, and one of the viewers was in chat that was like I guess an ambassador for because I guess if you follow these streams because they're big, you can become ambassadors and you can.
Was that hardware unboxed?
I can't remember what it was now. But yeah, like if you're a streamer, you could like try and become ambassador, and then you put their link in your channel, you know, on your channel, like most things, and you know if they click it, links them to them to get sales and stuff like that, and you get like a percentage boost to, you know, typical ambassador things like they usually do, you know, when you help promote and you sign up with a team.
I'm an Xbox ambassador. I don't even know when the fuck I signed that thing.
I know I'm one as well.
I don't.
I get emails all the time by like, it's this month. Are you part of this community? It's this month. Are you part of this community? It's this month. Are you part of this community? It's like. I last time I checked, I'm not a woman. I'm not black. I'm bi, not gay. Like I'm not, you know. It's like all these. I'm like I don't fit I don't fit any of these categories. Like I'm part black because it's like my cultural is like
There
ancestral
shouldn't be
is black.
categories. Like it should just be one thing.
Like my mum is a woman. like, like I don't know. Like
I'm not. My mum is.
like I don't like. It's like how do they just send all these things out all the time? It's like how do they not know? Like I've registered when I made my account. Like. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, you said what you like when you sign up.
Yeah.
Do things just change to them? Like things just you go with the flow. Like I might be this today. Like,
I mean, maybe they thought I might have been a woman for that day. I don't know.
Yes, Sandy. Jesus.
I felt like sometimes when
Daisy.
they send those things too, I feel like sometimes trolling them and writing up all these bullshit stories. But like, nah, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, but what if they call upon you to do something? It's like, oh,
they just publish my article and it's just like a picture of me. It's like in the women's article. It's like Women of the Month. You know, I have like all these articles from like 10 different women. And it's like a picture of me with my display picture. It's just me with my Phoebe in my hand, in my fucking, you know, the crazy friggin' buttoned up, like half buttoned up shirt, like you know, the what are they called?
Oh god,
the cholo. Is it not the what am I saying cholos for? What am I saying cholo for?
Cholo.
What the fuck am I saying cholo? I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to think. I said cholo. I don't know what the fuck I said cholo. And I'm saying it still.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What the you've lost me.
My first brain word that came to my head was that, and I was like, okay.
Cholo.
I don't know.
Cholo.
Cholo.
I didn't miss a cholo.
But anyway, I'm going off topic. So basically, she entered the contest, like, kind of giveaway because she's like an ambassador and stuff. And then when they like announce the winner, they're like, oh, and then the guy I guess who mainly runs the channel over the other guy, like I guess there's people that run it, and then this guy's like the full actual runner, and there's like a guy who does
Yeah.
stuff in front of the camera kind of thing, like it's a business thing how they run, because I guess they own like a business store as well, like of selling computer parts, and that's why
I
they
guess
build
it
and
is
stream.
hardware unboxed because they built one recently on a
They
stream.
do a lot of builds and they do giveaways when they build, and they build stuff and they give them away, stuff like that.
I
So
don't
they
know.
do stuff like that, and I guess they were doing like an ambassador giveaway or whatever it
Yeah.
was, and they did their giveaway, and basically it got to the point where they said that she had won, and then he turned around and on the stream goes, actually, sorry, you didn't win. You're not getting anything, kind of thing, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, you said I've
Oh,
won, and then he's turning around and then he goes through all these excuses and was basically making fun of her. It's like, oh, you're only a low tier streamer, like you don't even have the prerequisites of having 5,000 followers across all platforms. I think she only had like a total of 3,000 across all platforms, and she was like
that's
pretty low on
discrimination
general
right
stream.
there.
Yeah, basically that. And then it's like, and you haven't even had enough people come by your stream and click on the ambassador link to even come to our thing, so that doesn't even count because you've had no clicks. He was basically a straight up ass about the whole thing.
I mean, there's a right way to do it, but that is not it.
Yeah, and I think it
You
was
could have just said you don't fit the category and that's it.
yeah, not even say that she's the winner and then be like, oh sorry, you're not going to get it now, and then say all
You
these
think
things on
they'd check
stream.
beforehand, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would check beforehand, make sure everyone prerequisite beforehand.
But
You call the
also,
winner.
they wouldn't let anyone in.
Yeah, there's all different ambassadors and stuff like that.
I
So I
mean,
guess
if they're technically an ambassador, it means they technically win.
that's the whole point of the thing, because like if you've signed up to be an ambassador, the whole point was an ambassador contest. Doesn't matter if you had a massive amount of followers or low followers or no clicks or any clicks. It shouldn't matter.
Hey,
Like
3,000 is better
part of
than
that-
nothing.
Yeah, but like saying being part of that sign up, like if we're an ambassador and there's a competition and we want a prize, it's like, oh no, it's like, well, we met the prerequisite of being an ambassador. That was the only prerequisite, was being an ambassador.
Yep.
You know, it's like saying, oh, to win a prize you have to be a
I'm
subscriber
gonna
to a
say,
YouTube
if they
channel.
said if it was 5,000 across the things, they probably wouldn't have went for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously it was just the ambassador thing, which they did qualify for, which means they should have won.
Exactly, and it got called back on after they announced the winner, which was just scungy.
So she
But then-
didn't get it at all.
No, what ended up happening was Intel was the sponsor for the thing, and they called them out on the thing and said no. But then she ended up saying no, I don't want to be part of this. I don't give a crap. You can shove it up your ass,
Oh,
basically.
Shit.
But it's still like Intel reached out. I would have said okay, cool. You know, if Intel themselves, who was running it, they're the sponsors for the whole
Yeah.
thing. I would have worked something out with them instead, I guess maybe. But I guess at the
Well,
same time,
if they reached out, they would have probably just gave her the thing, like,
that's exactly it, which was weird. So I don't know what.
or another one because they didn't. Like,
But in turn, ironically enough, on Twitch alone, she declined it, and now because of like being publicized, being this is who it was, this is the stream and stuff like that,
boom.
she's gone from being like low tier, couple of hundred, or couple of thousand subscribers. Because she might have had like when I first saw the screenshots, she was like 3.3k followers on Twitch. She's now at like 20,000 followers on Twitch. So from the publicity,
Jesus.
because she had low ball, they've basically
Yeah,
everyone
but
goes
still, that's a
gets
dog
behind her.
move.
Yeah. So she said no, shove it up your ass, and then now look at her. She's got like a mass, she gets.
I reckon they just
Followers and
winged that
views.
whole thing then. Like, they would have just winged it and thought, oh yeah, just ticking boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't got 5,000. Ha ha ha. You suck. Like,
Yeah, basically, that's basically what it came down to. It's just
God.
after the fact that they've gone, oh, wait a sec, you don't meet any of these requirements. Like, you should have checked that beforehand, especially if you announced it. You should have seen who the winner was, then gone, okay, before you announced it, go, oh, sorry, you don't meet these requirements, there's extra requirements.
so who's doing the checking when
and then re-roll
applications
it.
come in?
Well, don't even say it. Just say, okay, check it. Don't announce the winner. I go, okay, let's re-roll that, and just go, oh, crap, that
Yeah.
doesn't match anything.
That way the
re-roll.
person does know they've won it. Like,
Yeah. And don't say
Don't
who
be
it
a
was. Just
dog
say,
about
sorry,
it,
you
call
didn't
them
meet the
out.
requirements re-roll. Not just be a
or
full
send
dick.
them an email and saying that you've done this, blah blah blah.
So, I
Like,
don't know.
you
It
just
was weird. It was weird. There's
call
ways
them
they
out.
could have handled it, but there was dick moves. But now she's laughing in the end because she's gained more followers out of it in the end, and
Yeah.
she's doing pretty good on Twitch now. So
I don't get people.
But-
I don't.
I don't know. It's interesting from where we are, where people refer to people as small streamers, and I don't know.
No one's a small streamer, really.
I don't see that's what keeps getting me, and we and a few others we talked and discussed. I think it was yesterday or today about it, where we came across this one dude, and he was like, he's got like 2,000 followers, and he's all like, I'm a small streamer, yet he's got 2,000 followers, and he has at least 60 people in his stream watching him. Like I feel like that's not a small streamer. I'm sorry.
I mean, he referred to himself as that, so let him. But
yeah. Like, and then there's a lot of people that like that. They're like, that's how I see it. It's like if you're.
I just say I'm a damn streamer. That's all I
Yeah.
say. Like,
I'm just saying though. I just
stream,
think
people watch.
I
Like,
just think personally, if you've gotten, I've always felt like if you've got over that, that fair few thousand followers, and you've got more, you're no longer really a small streamer because you aren't small. You've got a decent
well, it's
community. You've
technically
got a
small. It's
village.
when you first start. Like,
That's a small streamer. I feel like when you first start, you're a small streamer. Once you've established
yeah,
and been there for a
I've
while,
been
you're
going
not
for
really.
nearly 2 years, and
That's what I
I don't
mean.
think I'm small, but I'm just a fucking streamer. Like,
That's what I mean. Like I feel like that's where it should have evolved. Like when you first start, you're a small streamer because you're a new time. It's better than calling you a newbie streamer or
when
it
you got like
sounds.
0 followers, you're definitely a small streamer. Like, other than
And then
that,
you
as soon as
become
you
just
get
a
at least
streamer.
one, you're really not because you got one more than anyone else.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. Like I feel like once you start going up, you go from new streamer is a small streamer, and then you're a basic just an all round
There
streamer,
are
and then
some big ones who aren't big.
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, there are some people who've been doing it for, let's say, 10 years. They only got like a few thousand, and they're like one of the most watched. Like, are they still small?
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy.
what?
It's like that's what I mean. The math doesn't work out, and that's what's like and that's what gets overlight because then you've got these people that have these thousand like followers with fair chunks of viewers, and then they get categorized into the smaller streamers, and those that actually I feel like again categorized that are small streamers, those new upcoming ones that
Get
are
pushed
small,
out of it.
don't get noticed because you've got people with thousands of followers. It's like I've seen some in Twitch go, oh look, check out these small streamers. He's 5k followers with 200 viewers.
Yeah.
He's 10k followers with 500. Like that's
Makes-
not
makes no
small.
sense.
Like that's shunning the people that are small. Like that one person that has 50 followers.
To be fair,
And,
that is partner level right there. If you get an average
Exactly.
of
You're
200,
not
you're a partner.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're in that partner tier, even if you're not going for partner,
Technically, being affiliate, you're not small.
that's it. That's it. Like that's what I mean. Like that's basically where I feel like if you're
I
in
reckon
that
if you're
program,
under affiliate, technically, but even then, people choose not to be affiliate because you don't get ads.
yeah. So I don't know. It's a weird gray. It's a weird area how people. I guess everything defines everything differently, but that's just how I see it. Once you've hit that tier
Weird, man.
of being partner or anything, or even at that number of being like you
Even
could easily be
partner, you're not big. Like, Jesus.
It's just I just don't
No-
see when they're saying, "Oh, I'm a small streamer." It's
That's
like,
one thing that has to get abolished. There's no big or small streamer. You're just a fucking streamer.
yeah.
That's it.
It's
Like-
it's the gimmick. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. There's this gimmick behind it.
That's
That's what
that's
gets
the
me.
mindset. People
Yeah.
think they're a small one. They won't just say get fucking bigger. Like,
But that's what I
Jesus.
mean. Like, there's that mindset, and it stigmatizes everything because then people have the assumption like, oh, I'm a small streamer, I need to have that 1,000 followers, and
Yeah.
it's like no, like that's like that's basically where I'm getting. It's like there's this
Be
false
content.
assumption.
People follow you for a reason. You don't need more. Don't need less.
Yeah, exactly. No, donate to my stream, donate. Oh, no. Calling out, not calling anyone out. I'm not gonna go there. Donate to my stream. Anyway.
Watch me. Is it who I think it is, though? Yeah.
Share the lover.
Yep.
Anyway,
Mm-mm.
let's move on from that. Elden
Yeah.
Ring. We got all kinds of things.
love
I got one thing to talk about for Elden Ring. What was
I'm gonna
your?
bring up that thing, don't I?
So get ready to bring that up because we'll talk about that in a sec. So, a lot of people have been playing Elden Ring.
Mm.
And everyone's getting into it. So we got some funny things we're gonna go through. We got some Elden Ring reviews. I guess it kind of segues from a lot of things that's going on.
We should just stream it on there, shouldn't we? So you can.
Oh, we can do something else. I don't know. You can still read them out. It's still pretty funny. Reading them,
true,
reading
yeah.
them out. But to segue in from that to that, so this is kind of another WoW situation, like back in the day for WoW. So this is happening again, but now for Elden Ring. Players are buying millions of runes on eBay.
I don't get it. How do you transfer runes?
But I'm like, this sounds like just like WoW all over again with gold.
Yeah, but how do you? Runes are tied to your fucking character.
I don't know how people are doing it, but they're selling it for like $40, but they're saying that you can get your account banned not just on
Oh.
eBay. Is apparently you can also get your game account if you are somehow, I guess, transferring them. I guess the system detects if you're able to
Oh.
transfer them that you're got that many and you're gifting them, or if you're receiving them, you're
How
going
do
to
you gift them though? Are they
I don't
talking
know.
about the shards? Like
I think could be.
you got rune shards, you just crush and you get runes. Like,
Yeah.
Because if it's just plain old runes, you can't do nothing
No,
with
it's
them.
those ones. It's those ones. The rune shards.
But then
people are
those
mining
are,
them.
hey, they're hard to find. They're little quantities. That's why you said like what, 400 or something.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
But this is just like
Anyway,
WoW all
they get
over
money,
again.
I guess.
It's like WoW
Huh?
all over again with the gold. When people used to get the gold and they used
Yeah,
to
but wow,
transfer
you
it,
can
people.
transfer that.
Yeah, yeah. But it's the same kind of thing again. People used to sell it on eBay and stuff. People used to have advertisements on eBay
That
and
makes
selling.
sense though, but not runes.
But like it's game stuff. Like it's a currency that was never meant to be sold, and people are selling it to make money from it. Like how
It's like
stupid are
Ark.
people?
People raise dinos,
Yeah,
sell dinosaurs to other tribes, other
yeah,
people.
yeah.
I mean,
But the
that
fact,
is a bit more like
but the
lenient.
fact that being listed on eBay, being like,
Yeah.
come
At
check me
least
in, I'll
the
sell you this
Ark and that
currency.
they're on like discords and that.
Yeah,
They're
like
not
that I
actual
guess is a little bit
on
different.
eBay.
But on eBay, even in general, it sounds a bit sus. Like the whole
Like,
situation is a
fuck.
bit dodge. So I know
I'll
it's a
bring
bit
up
whack.
Elden Ring, Xbox, PC, and PS5. Just
But
go
yeah,
through a few on
but
each.
yeah, basically, so Elden Ring's been hitting. So where these reviews are coming from is everyone's been playing Elden Ring now. Everyone's been getting on the Elden Ring train. And basically, this is just a whole bunch of people from different platforms that are just either happy or really sad about their purchase of this game. So
We've already heard some classic bangers, haven't we, Des?
we've gone through some of them. You got to mention that one that we got confused by. You got to definitely mention that one if you find it. The
If
Cyberpunk.
if if I if I find it.
It's such weird that they mentioned Cyberpunk. Like what? I can't see the box. Can we?
Oh, Daz, where'd you put it?
Ah, what the fuck was that? Luckily I didn't knock my tea off. My controller.
Yeah, but where did you put
Blasphemy.
Cyberpunk?
Blasphemy, it's behind the shelf there. It's just behind there.
You can see the top part.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk.
You might have to put it like a ring around it.
Ring around it.
Ring around it.
But, oh, where's that? I got that too. I haven't opened it yet.
Ring it. Wait, you haven't opened what?
I was going to say, by the way, there's my box.
Ooh.
My Xbox controller unopened.
I can't show you mine. Mine's in a bag.
But, I'll most probably open that once I get my new Xbox. I've got to pay that off. I think I've got
Fuck's
500
sake.
and something left on it. I'm going to try and see if I can get some money from my parents' early birthday present, get some money from them, put it on.
Ooh.
Get
Get another controller.
We'll just put the money on the console just to
Oh,
pay it off.
get another controller.
Pay off the console. Oh, pay it off. Parents are like, why are you on that for? You don't need that. Well, I've got a plan. It's because the other one's turning to shit. I get this new console and then sort out the old one and then give that to Jack.
Yeah.
And then he can play Minecraft on that and we can
And
play
then when you
Minecraft
get
together.
Series XX or whatever the fuck
I
they
mean,
do.
I've got
Their
the old
next thing.
360s, but they're that old and you can't play Minecraft on them. So at least if I have this one, then I can play Minecraft across.
Was the Minecraft out in 360?
Yeah, it was, but it's a different version.
Oh, the shit version.
It's not compatible
really.
between 360 and Xbox One
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
because they only updated it so far. But anyway, we've got the reviews. You got the reviews there. You got some classic bangers.
Yeah, I'll go with the Xbox one
We're gonna
first.
go
That's
through
one I
different
opened.
platforms.
The Series X one, which has a user score of 7.1, which isn't bad.
He was getting some pretty good reviews at the
But
start.
we've had some bangers that we've seen. How do you pick them?
Oh no, just find something that stands out to you.
Here
Just
we,
be like,
here we go. Open role idea was awful. Come on, Dark Souls is not an open world game. Also, open role idea. What?
I don't get it.
Open role idea? Like,
I don't
it's
get
an
it.
RPG still.
Oh, actually, one thing I should mention. I was watching this dude on TikTok. I guess I don't know if he's streaming it. It just popped in my brain. I can't remember if he was streaming on TikTok, if he was just filming videos on TikTok. I can't remember what he's doing, or if he's going to film on Twitch. But he had this idea while trying to play Elden Ring, that he was actually
no.
going to have because he had the program on the computer, because I guess he's playing on PC. He was basically playing D&D Elden Ring. So when he had to make choices, he would roll the dice, and there's one where he came up where there was blood on one of the platforms. I guess it was like a little secret area, and you can find blood and you can read the thing. And he rolled for initiative, and he rolled a 1. So he goes, "Okay, I'm jumping then." And then he fell to his death because he rolled for initiative. It's like I should seek further. Rolls a 1, just jumps off.
Fuck's sake.
I was like, that's kind of cool though, to mix the game up and make it different.
Yeah, but also you wouldn't get very far in that game by doing
No,
that.
I was like, because he's still trying to figure out how to make it work. Like, I guess
No.
produce the game. Like, how would you determine when fighting
can't.
bosses? Like, how would you do it? I feel like
Why-
you'd.
Hang on, because you cannot roll. Because if you took a roll and don't have control, you're dead.
Yeah, so
Because that doesn't work
I don't know how you would roll for initiative. Just like when you took
unless someone else rolls.
I don't know. I don't know how you would play. I feel like
We use
bosses.
a fake die, just like press a button, it's like.
Basically, yeah, it's a fake die, and he just rolls on the screen, and then he just reads it out, and he goes, "Okay, this is what it is." But like, I feel like it'd be more against situations. I don't know how you do it in most games. I feel like if you're fighting a boss, it'd be, I guess,
That
how you,
can't work.
if you're coming up to a boss, you'd roll for the situation of how you would approach the boss. So then you'd be like, "Okay, it's a roll.
Do
It's a one. Okay, shit." So you just walk straight up or dump her, and you're like, "Hi!" And then you just smack shit, and you're dead. So then you die, you'd respawn, then you'd roll again. If it's a 20, you go, "Okay, I'm gonna play this properly," and then you run in, and you're like, "Okay, you actually properly play."
Yeah, but
Properly in
then you
combat.
would die again, like, cause you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
And that's what I mean. I
It's
guess
like
you'd have to level up. So I don't know.
you can't
I
do
don't.
it.
Yeah, because you could be really good and then you couldn't. So I don't know how that would work. But I mean, it'd be interesting trying to grab that concept and add it to other games, like how you could work that D&D style into other games. I don't know how you could.
The, the turn-based games you could,
The
like the
concept of
actual proper turn-based games you could, but not like an
it's like
open world.
Assassin's
Like,
Creed. It's just like you're standing on the eagle's eye. It's like you roll a one. You're like, okay, and you go to jump and you turn right and you just jump off. But then if you roll like a 20, you're like, okay, fine, you can do the proper and you do the proper fall into the haystack. Because you I always love that you could stand on that perch and like line up for the proper like dive, and then
rotate.
you could turn left or right and just jump off. Just do that all the time. So
It's sometimes an accident. You're like, oh shit.
like quick time event rolls that quickly comes up. You're like quick, shit, roll the dice. A one, so you don't take the response. So you roll a 20 or anything high. You're like, okay, quickly mash it. It'd be interesting. I don't know. It's kind of a cool concept. The idea is a cool concept. Practicality of it, I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway, that was a cool little thing I came across and just thought
Right?
about
Yeah.
it. Getting segued.
I don't know. This is a like a four-line one, but these are for the Xbox ones, which I'm not sure why it's got a worse review than all of them. I think that's weird. But it's a big map doesn't make a better game. Uninteresting, bland, and boring. Doesn't deserve any of its perfect scores. Heck, doesn't deserve more than a 6 if you stretch it a lot. The controls are just bad as the story and visuals. The character feels heavy and moves so slow. Feels clunky. Sound was uninteresting. Nothing sticks to mind. So, a below average game that was overhyped by possibly one of the most toxic fan bases there are.
Toxic. Oh God, I've never seen him need.
One of the most toxic. Anyone in the Souls community in that will help someone if they need help.
Yeah. Most I don't know how's a toxic community when it's like basically most of the time it seems to be like solo
The
players.
only reason it's toxic is because you go into the game and you read something that says, "Oh yeah, this is cool," then you do it and then you die.
Yeah.
They're trolling. They're not really toxic. They're like,
Yeah.
if you do it, it's your own fault. Like,
That's pretty funny.
here's another one. Game is fine until you're getting constantly kicked while down and have zero chance of survival. You're better off playing the Dark Souls trilogy or Bloodborne instead. Those ones are still challenging and it still feels fair. This game isn't that at all.
He must have ran into like the highest level combat without leveling.
Yeah, because you can actually do that. Like, you can
Yeah,
go to like
perfect.
I did that to start off. I'm like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Game is glitchy, laggy, long load times, not good knockoff. Wait, what?
Not good
Game
enough.
is glitchy, laggy, long. This is all without commas, full stops, nothing. It's all one thing. Game is glitchy, laggy, long load times, not good knockoff. Demon Souls, lol joke.
Whole joke.
I don't. There's no punctuation at all. Um. Oh, here it is. Poorly optimized and riddled with bugs. Don't buy the hype from the game. Some people who told you Cyberpunk was a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, just another generic From Software game.
Oh, I get it now. I do. I now hearing it again
That's
for another
not the
time.
same one though, but I don't think because
Yeah, no,
remember
no,
it
that's
was
the same one.
masterpiece 10 out of 10.
No, no, I don't. I understand now where it's coming from. I understand.
Yeah, but like what?
I guess he's saying. What did he give the review? What did he give the game? What did he give Dark Souls? Oh, not Dark Souls. Elden Ring.
0.
He did give it a 0. Yeah. So basically, what he's saying is he's saying don't say someone like me who are so he's calling out the Beardy Bros, man. He's listened to us. He's saying don't listen to those people that said that Cyberpunk was a really good game. That was like a 10
Oh
out of
yeah,
10
right.
game. He's basically saying don't
I
listen to
don't.
those
I
people
don't
that say.
call it a 10 out of 10. I give it like an 8.
So he's basically
Like
saying.
it's not a 10 out of 10.
So he's
No
basically
one
talking
said
about us,
that.
Jim. He's basically talking about us. We liked Cyberpunk. We give Cyberpunk an 8 out of 10. We give Elden Ring. I haven't even played Elden Ring, and I give it an 8 out of 10. You know,
Right?
So he's saying, don't listen to those guys. Don't listen to people that give Cyberpunk 8 out of 10 and say go play Elden Ring because it's a good game, because they're lying. So he clearly doesn't like
Elden Ring is
our.
good though, and you'll fucking love it.
Mm.
If not, just quit, little bitch.
So clearly he's listened to the Beardy Bros podcast and he didn't like our.
I just found that weird one.
What's
Having to give it a low score because the game is getting bombarded with such high, uncredible ratings.
uncreditable ratings. What makes your rating
Uncreditable.
any creditable? Like, I'm gonna give
And
it a
he
0.
gives it a big fat 0. He finishes it with, yes, the game must be so good for you if you have a lot of experience for Souls games, but from a new player's perspective, the game is terrible, it's confusing, and plain boring.
Where'd he go? Did he not go in the right direction and
I
come
don't
across
know.
anything?
When you first start the game, you are thrown your boss. Like, if you go straight ahead, there's that fucking dude on a fucking horse. That's not boring. That's like, oh fuck! Like, you don't fuck with the horse.
I don't know. It's just weird. Some people are weird.
Didn't realize there was a cult following and fan worship over how difficult this developer makes the game, something I find stupid. I had not played Dark Souls or anything else in Miyazaki's catalog and bought the game because I love, oh god, he loves open world RPGs. It has
Oh,
incredible reviews. I put 3 hours without much progression, kept getting killed, looting system leaves much to be desired as well. What I didn't assume is there would be no difficulty settings. But as mentioned, I was not familiar with the Dark Souls series or the developer. My favorite part about the genre is being able to cater to experience how casual you'll want the gameplay to be, given these games tend to be story rich. Unfortunately, I didn't have the patience for the difficulty in order to enjoy GRRM's involvement. Oh, George Martin.
yeah, George R. R. Martin.
But he's never played any one of them and jumped straight in. Thing was an
There's a
open world
lot of people that are
RPG.
doing this. There's a lot of people that are getting the hype
Yep,
from Elden
but he
Ring.
gave it a 1.
Oh, he's been
He gave it
generous.
a 1.
1 out of 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
Ooh.
I want to know what the other one was. Like, God dang it.
Well, that was Xbox, was it?
Yeah, this is Xbox. I'll do one more of these ones if I can.
Any good
Get
reviews?
a-
Like any really, really, really good reviews? Or they just
Oh,
all...
really good reviews. There's only 500 of them, and there's 3,000 on PS5. Like, what?
Nothing stands
I
out
don't
quicker
get
than
it.
the eye.
Yeah. Best game from Software so far. Some frame drops that will be fixed easily with a patch.
Such
That's
a
fair.
simple, normal person.
And they gave it a 10. I mean, I wouldn't say it. I'll probably give it a 9, I think.
But I like how like the people that give it good reviews, it's
I mean,
just
maybe
so
a 10.
like
It's just a perfect game.
it always
like,
gets me though. It's like there's like normal reviews, like when people like a game, they give such a simple review, and then there's those that hate it, and they go on this whole tangent story. They gotta tell like a whole adventure themselves.
one of the best games I have played. I feel very nice because of this game. I strongly recommend it.
I feel nice because of this game.
I feel very nice. 10 out of 10.
I feel nice. I give this game because I feel nice.
No one reads these, so to fight the good fight, I'll just drop it a 10 and leave.
I give this game 10. I feel nice.
No, it makes him feel nice. That's what it was.
I feel nice. I give game 10. I feel nice.
Excellent. Oh, that's in.
Excelente!
I'm 10 hours in, and thus far it's been bigger and more refined Souls. See?
Pretty average. Pretty average.
The
normal.
bosses are as interesting and fun to fight as ever, and overall, I have run into no flaws whilst playing on Xbox. Truly a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Without being so noticeable flaws thus far.
Yeah, they're pretty average. It's not as funny as people giving negative reviews. I don't know what it is.
Absolutely loving it. I think this game is the strongest game of the year contender.
But why is it every time someone gives a negative review, it's like the most hilarious story?
Right?
But then when
Right?
it's a
These
positive
are
review, it's like this
it's
is a good
good.
experience.
It's good. It's good.
It's like when I'm like some of the Steam reviews for any game on Steam. It's always hilarious when you read the bad reviews.
I'm trying to find a decently longish one. Okay, this dude put 60 hours in. Okay. After 60 hours, I'd say if you enjoy overcoming obstacles and the feeling that brings, this is the best FromSoft title made to date. Oh, that's a long one. Fuck. Even
Yeah,
if
move
you...
on.
No. Yeah. That's a lot. It said expand. Went to like 10 lines. This is the best experience I've ever seen in gaming. He has to write gaining, but I'm sure I'll play the game for 10 years at least. Damn. Elden Ring is a badge of honor. 10 out of 10.
Elden Ring, it's a badge of honor. Made me
Best
feel
game I've
nice.
played in years. Very addicting. Leaving 10 stars to cancel out those one of the whiners. Perfection. Played 26 hours on release weekend and couldn't get enough. Haven't seen any problems with frame rate. The game crashed twice. Was kind of trying to break the game, so it might have been my fault. It was trying to break it.
Fucking.
But yeah, that's some positive ones. Now yeah, that's had 556 positive with 226 negative. Like that's a oof. We move on to PC. This has a user score of 6.3, even less than
Yeah, it's been
we know
hard.
how it
But we know
runs
how it's
on
been running on
PC.
PC. It's been pretty harsh on PC.
Because it's
People.
a console port to PC.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why this game is a 10 out of 10 from the media. The PC version is a disastrous state. Obviously, FromSoft is aware of the state of the game and hasn't stopped them from releasing it anyway. I see the potential and really tried to give the game a chance. However, it's impossible for the game to be fun in its current state.
So that
I
seems
also
pretty
don't
normal.
understand why everyone is defending the game. Fact is, the game is pretty broken at the moment. Anyone who claims it runs smoothly, I'd like to see a video with the frame rate displayed, preferably a video of the fight against the tree sentinel. So rather wait for a patch or buy it for console.
I mean, they're pretty busy, but then you look at how
That's
the
fair.
PC reviews, they're pretty normal reviews. There are some
They
crazy
also gave it a
ones.
0.
Yeah, but I mean, they give it 0, but they give like general their feedback
Yeah, but
sounds
why is it a
genuine.
0? That's nothing.
Could be like a 1 or a 2, like
Probably maybe a 3 because like the game's not busted.
yeah.
Cyberpunk was busted. You couldn't play it.
I know, it makes no sense. So people are just weird these days.
Um, Performance issues are ruining my pleasure. It's sad. I just want to play normally. That's
Performance
that's fair.
issues. I think that's a personal thing.
Oh yeah, performance issues are ruining my pleasure. It's sad. I
think-
just want to play normally.
I think he's expressing something else. I think he's expressing
Yeah.
his. I think
I think there's a pill for that, mate.
he's saying something else instead of playing the game.
Ubisoft needs to innovate. Wait, that's the first thing I read.
What has Ubisoft got to do with anything?
I don't. I think it's because it's not compared to Ubisoft games, but they've got their own formula.
What?
Because in Elden Ring, you do a side quest, you can't track it.
Yeah.
Like you can't track any quest. There's
Yeah.
there's nothing. You've got to remember it, and then do it. If not, you're gonna go back, talk to him again, then go.
That's gonna be me. I'm bad at
Yeah.
remembering shit like that.
Just write it down. What you got
Old school, just get the notepad out and write it down. Imagine
That's
being,
what I like
imagine
about it.
being,
Like, you've got to think.
imagine being if that was real life like play styles. Like they're giving you a question, like, wait it. Okay, repeat that. No,
That's
okay,
the thing.
Can
You
you
have
repeat that
to
again?
pay attention.
It's like you're trying
Otherwise,
to write it
you're like-
down. You're like, can you like one more time? Can you repeat that again? And you're trying to write down the rest of the thing. You're like, okay, cool. Get your notepad, put it away, and off you go. And you go on your quest. And you're like, what was it again? You pull out the notepad, look at it, and you're like, okay, yep.
It broke my brain. Lags and freezes, lags and freezes, lags and freezes, lags and freezes, lags and freezes. 0.
I think he's lagging and freezing.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
got
god.
lag. He's
Overrated game. Elden Ring is the worst copy of Dark Souls. Worst optimization, worst graphics, broken game design, totally faked. 95 out of 100. 2. He gave it a 2.
Oh, he's been generous. But worst copy of was it Dark Souls? Demon Souls.
Worst copy of Dark Souls. Yeah.
It's in the series. Like,
I don't. Hello, Casino on the From Software. Hello, Casino on the From Software side. They got 0. Thanks for no ultra support and infinite stutters. Hello, Casino on the From Software.
I guess they must have like talked to someone from service support, and their name was Casino. That was like me the other day, where I like remembered I'd been locked out of another account, and I'd changed my account to something, and I sent them a message, and it said Apex has replied to your message, and I was like, what? For my and then that was their code name was Apex for their customer support name. I was like, who the fuck has Apex as their customer support name?
So we know the PC's just busted. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's frame drop, crashes, it
We have
lags.
said that, and I think
Let's
it's
see if
still
there's any
busted.
positive. Okay, there's 900 positive. There's more positive than negative.
Always is. Usually.
Hey, this guy gave it a 9. Really good game with bad
Oh, yeah,
PC
just that.
launch. Hope FromSoft can fix these performance issues soon because aside from that, the game is really good. I missed the posture gauge and parry mechanic from Sekiro though. Well, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
God. The game is cool. I don't talk about
Why did they think
optimization
it was
because
like
of old
Sekiro?
PC.
What the fuck? It's nothing like
Uh,
Sekiro. It's a different company. It's a different engine.
are you trolling right now?
I can't remember now. Which one am I thinking? Oh no, I've got games confused.
Sekiro is FromSoft.
I was thinking of fucking Tsushima. Because they're American ninjas. I was like, wait a second, the gameplay that was playing in my head.
Samurai, man.
That's what I'm like. I just see samurais because when I both looked at those games, I remember the samurais, and I was picturing samurais in the combat in my head, and I was like, but then the name, and I was like, wait, no, I'm thinking of Sekiro was the one that had the two blades in the thing when he's fighting around doing spins and shit in his shield and the blade, and the other one was just the one, and I was like trying to remember match them out because they dropped around the same time and shit, and they're like the same kind of concepts of venturing and stuff.
This guy gave it a 10. Please play the game before writing a review.
I do want
Best
to play
Souls
Sekiro.
game by far. FromSoft exceed my expectations.
I do want to play
That's
Sekiro.
fair.
Sekiro would look pretty good though.
Sekiro is hard. Like it's probably the hardest, other than like Demon
Mm.
Souls or something.
Because I know a lot of people were playing that too. And it was apparently really good.
Amazing game, amazing atmosphere, amazing gameplay, amazing music, amazing ideas.
2 out of 10.
Elden Ring, we need something. After Elden Ring, we need something new. It's everything that we ever dreamed a fantasy RPG to be. 0 only because it's 60% capped instead of 144. Lamau, I almost believed it.
Wait,
But then I heard the crying on dying on Margit. Even maybe
what did the guy give it to 0?
no, he gave it a 10, but he's like
Ah,
he only because he put O only because I found the 66. It's the PC's capped at 60 FPS. If you can't go higher.
yeah.
Lamau, I almost believed it, but then I heard the crying on dying on Margit, maybe even before.
Oh god,
The first boss
Anyway,
is fucking hard.
that was just confusing my brain.
That was PC, but
I'm gonna go play.
here we got this almost an 8 and an 8.0, a 7.8 with 3,000 positive.
I'm gonna go watch myself some Dragon Ball.
Is that Goku?
I love One Punch Man.
Okay, they're just talking about Arabic language there.
Nah.
Hang on.
What? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on from that.
The game is absolute rubbish. No English. How can I play? But they're reviewing it in English.
Anyway.
All I know is the best version to play is PS4 for some reason. But if you got the disc for PS5, you can't play PS4 version. So I'm stuck with frame drops that you can't fix. I mean, it's not too bad. Like I'm still enjoying it. I still give it like a 9. So
9 out of 10.
far.
9.1.
Easy. No, flat 9.
Flat 9. 9 point.
Oh, I've only
minus
played
1.
13 hours.
I only played 13 hours.
I'll give it a 13 out of 10. Can you do that on
Can I give it a 5 out of 7?
Give it a higher than 10? Pardon?
Can I give it a 5 out of 7?
A 5 out of 7. We need to get like a Beardy meet. Like how many beards?
Can I give it a 3
5
out
out
of
of beards.
Can I give it a 2 out of 3?
A 2 out of 3. Ooh. That must be a fucking good game then.
Weird
2 out of 3.
ratios.
Can I give it a 9 out of 7?
Give it a give it a 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7. No.
What?
Yeah, but hell, I'm loving Elden Ring. There's been a lot of people who are like, give it in easy mode.
Just go down and level up. Go down south and level up.
I'll go down south. Yeah, don't go north, you'll die. east, you'll die. West, you'll die.
Go
Go
south.
south.
Everyone's been saying go south to level up.
I don't get it. I went south like today. No, the other day. I got killed. I got one shot.
I think there's still some of that, but I think they're saying it's better off because there's a lot of low.
But in my defense, no, the game's defense, I was going towards straight towards the castle, and there was a ballista pointing right at me.
Nah, shit, it's a ballista. I think anyone's
I
gonna
didn't
get.
see it. I was just attacking someone. All of a sudden, boom, dead. I'm like,
Like, what the
you
fuck was
fucking
that?
what? I died by a ballista. It was one giant, massive fucking
Oh
arrow.
god.
Hit me right in the fucking
Goddamn
side.
ballista just fucking blow you out.
So I had to run in my horse, like, giddy up, going past him, round him, got behind him. Hiya! Ah!
Oh god.
I'm a veteran mage, man. I'm
Uh,
Voldemort.
well, what? I know you had some stuff. You said you had some secret newts there. What do you got?
Yes. It was confirmed that Jason Momoa is playing the bad guy in Fast 10.
Your seatbelts.
He hadn't played a bad guy since what, Game of Thrones?
It's
I
supposed to
think.
be like a different kind of bad guy because it's meant to be like a lot like a kind of a whimsical kind of bad guy as well.
A whimsical.
Yeah. They're saying like he's very
So he's
chilled.
Aquaman in Fast 10?
He's a very chilled, kind of quirky character. Apparently, he's a very
So
like.
he's literally on Hawaii, just sitting
I
back,
think
sipping
they
on a
said
fucking
he's
coconut.
flamboyant. I think they said in the thing.
Oh,
a-
so he's in your, like, every man's thing, like, every one person.
Yeah, like a ladies' man, I guess. Flamboyant, kind of chill. I guess he's gonna be a different kind of bad guy. He's gonna be kind of like that cool. Not kind of like how it's always been in Fast Furious, where it's been like the bad guy's always been like, "I'm gonna punch you in the face," you know, the crazy.
So they're
shit,
gonna
like-
make friends with him without knowing he's the bad guy.
Most probably.
Pretty
They're
much.
gonna think he's the chill surfer
You
dude.
get
And
Vin
they're like,
Diesel like, hey, buddy.
I guess it's kind of gonna be like how the original movies almost were, where the whole thing was like,
With
where
Brian and Dom.
Brian and Dom were like chill, but then they like got in, became part of the family, and they're like, "I'm gonna need to arrest you," and then it's the whole friggin' like, what's the thing? Break point at the end. It's like, no.
Right? The fucking train part. You just get the fuck out of
That's
there.
cool, but I think yeah, it's because the other thing is too is because they were trying to get
Where
the
did
Rock
playing
back
a
in it,
bad guy?
but yeah,
No, he's denied ever coming back. So I'm guessing
there was something they were trying to go narrative wise, I guess.
I'm
and
guessing it's
because
gonna be a Hobbs.
gonna be that kind of narrative character where he's like that security big burly kind of.
I reckon he's Hobbs. He's a Hobbs.
Well, it's that kind of
Because
genre concept, the whole like
the
island,
thing-
like Maui kind of
Yeah,
Samoan,
that's what I mean. Like
whatever.
he's
I can't
definitely
remember.
probably a family member of Hobbs or something.
Yeah, they go for something most
Relative is like,
probably.
oh, you probably killed Hobbs somewhere or something.
It's Hobbs's brother.
That's what I mean. Like it's probably a Hobbs. Like
It was
who
the whole
knows?
narrative where they were doing the whole thing where the last one was, oh my god, big reveal. It's like the bad guy was his brother, and it was the whole
You know what? I
John
reckon
Cena thing.
the Fast and Furious should stop. Give us more Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
Because that movie was the best Fast and
I think they were
Furious movie
supposed
in
to have been
ages.
doing a second one of that, but I don't know if he's going to be doing that now because he's just done with the whole thing because he's done
I
with.
think
the
it's after Fast 10. No, that's why he did Hobbs and Shaw.
yeah, to get away from
Because
it.
he
but
didn't
I
have to
think
work with Vin Diesel.
yeah. But I think
So-
the way it's going because it's owned by Vin Diesel now, the whole franchise I think is run by him. I think.
Yeah,
I
but
think,
he's not in. He's not in. Like,
No,
the Hobbs
no,
and
but
Shaw
still,
stuff.
it's the whole franchise thing, and I think the way because Dwayne's getting sick of him, he doesn't want to be part of things now with him, because it's like if he's making a production for him that's going, you know, and
I'm pretty
it's
sure
like
Hobbs and
Paul
Shaw's still
Walker's.
coming out. Pretty sure it's already filmed. So that was
I don't know.
filmed
He
when
because
Fast 9
Rock
came
came out, Dwayne came out and said he's just sick and
Something.
oh, what the fuck is that on my leg? Get the
Yeah,
fuck
he
off
wouldn't
my
work
shit.
with him again.
Don't want to
So,
work
I
with
mean-
him, and he's just tired of his shit because he just kept being pushy, being like, "Oh, come
Well, we
on,
kinda
come with me,
blackmailed
come with me, come on." Oh, don't be mad. And
Didn't he
Dwayne was like,
call
"I'm
him
taking
out
this
or
shit." I like,
something?
yeah, I
I
like how
don't know.
Dwayne was like, "No, I'm not taking this shit." Just calls him straight out on it. Oh, I'm sorry, man. He goes like,
And
"Oh,
to get that from Dwayne Johnson, like he's the nicest man ever. Pretty.
oh, he'll
pretty
call
much.
you the
And
fuck
he's
out where he needs to." Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
Right. Yeah, but he's playing bad guy.
That's
also,
gonna be cool.
So there was a leak recently or a
Mm-hmm.
rumor that there's 2 exclusives coming to PS5. I don't know when, but one's deep in development, and they both got mentioned: Sly Cooper and Infamous.
Oh, They
So
got
if
leaked
Sly
things.
Cooper's coming back with Metal Gear, and maybe Infamous, oh bruh,
Because Infamous has been a while.
Sly Cooper 2013,
Same as
his
Sly.
last game. That was Insomniac too. Who
They're
made
both
Sly
Insomniacs.
Cooper. Infamous is Sucker Punch.
Isn't it?
Sucker Punch.
Oh
They did
yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima after Infamous
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Second Son. So can
I'm
you imagine a
confused.
new? I don't think it's done by them though.
Could be.
It could also be a remake of the original,
There's
which
too many
also
games,
wouldn't
there's
be
too
a
many
bad
companies.
thing.
I get confused. I can't even think about half of them these days. There's too many companies putting out too many different games.
Yeah, but Sly Cooper and Infamous popped up, so I was like, we could be seeing those. There's an event this month with Sony,
Because
so
aren't we still supposed to be seeing like Sunset Overdrive for fucking PlayStation as well?
eventually,
The second one of that, like,
they just stopped working on. Don't forget they're making like Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine.
that's
Like,
what I mean. There's like so many games coming out. Like,
well, Insomniac have pumped out. Let's say in like span of 3 years, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, and Miles Morales. That was
mm,
just bam, bam, bam. So I wouldn't. And plus, we got Spider-Man next year, Spider-Man 2.
yeah,
Do they take breaks?
these guys are like, these guys are pulling it out.
like, also they got how
Ah,
many developers do they have though? Like they have thousands
I don't
at
know. That's
least.
just insane. Like they're pulling it out of their asses. They're doing such great work though. It's so solid. Isn't
Well,
that like
they've also updated. They kind of remastered
they did that whole thing with Spider-Man as well?
Spider-Man. Okay, they got 400 plus. They got like least of a lot of developers.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're getting onto it.
Eh,
How do they
Yeah,
do
well,
this?
Spider-Man 2 at next year. I'm keen. Then you got
How do they do
Wolverine
this? They
probably
got all this
year
stuff
after.
happening. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Plus maybe Resistance got mentioned, which is Insomniac. Sly Cooper, I think that's Insomniac. I think no, it's not, is it?
I-
Who made Sly Cooper? Was it Sucker Punch? Sly Cooper. It is made by developers. Sucker Punch, yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought it was.
yeah.
That's why I was
Sucker
like, that's
Punch,
like they're doing that in Infamous.
yeah.
That's why I
Well,
was like,
it's probably not them doing it though. It's probably
hmm.
like another studio. Because Sony just bought what, like
Well, because
five or six
wasn't
fucking
there that other
studios.
studio that did that other one when they did that spin-off story for Infamous? Wasn't it? They had a
Last Light.
sub. Yeah, they had someone else do it.
No, wasn't that Sucker Punch?
They had someone else help out with that game. Like it was still
Infamous.
under Somniac, but they had someone else help out. I thought there was.
No, no, Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, I mean, not some. But yeah, I thought they had someone else help out with that as well.
They did it. They did all of them themselves.
I thought there was somewhere along there that I had someone help them
You mean
pick it
yeah?
up.
Because First Light was the expansion for Second Son.
Yeah, I can't remember with one of the expansion songs. I can't remember. They had someone help out one of them to give them the extra.
Second Son, just Sucker Punch Productions.
Someone teamed up with them that I remember, and they helped take the workload. I thought. Or
I
something
have
they
no
did. Something else
idea.
was slightly different. I thought it was. I can't remember. Too
You
many
know,
games.
Sucker Punch has 160 employees,
That's insane.
and they give you shit like
That's insane.
Ghost of Tsushima.
That's crazy. You gotta think about how many directors they had. Like there's director's assistant,
Now I'm actually
audio,
Google.
like
I'm gonna Google
artists.
something.
You gotta think that how many artists there are, how many game developers
343
there are.
has 450, and they put out Halo Infinite. And yet Insomniac has
That's
less.
what I'm saying. And you gotta think
And they're
how
doing
many.
multiple games at
That's what I'm
once.
saying there's 160. You gotta think how many of those are artists, how many of those are music composers and
Plus,
editors, how many
other
game
exports.
developers, how many you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like actually that are categorized because you've got people that are model the characters, design the concepts because they're different people. They don't do the same thing, or they might do for that company. But
And
you
they
gotta think
might
there's
have
people-
multiple roles, man. Like
That's
there
what I
might be a
mean.
writer and a designer or
There's so much.
artist.
That's
Or...
gotta think how much work some of these guys do.
I just didn't understand how small Sucker Punch was.
Yeah, because they do some really good bangers, like AAA, like
Well, infamous for a start.
fucking AAA, fucking
I was thinking Gorilla then for Killzone. I'm like, they did Killzone? No, it was Gorilla.
yeah.
Yeah, plus
But that's
Gorilla
it.
could be having a Killzone coming soon. Not
So
soon,
much.
but man,
Crazy.
well, just the start of the year, we've had so many games. And plus, we could have God of War in June. I got to get these games finished. I've been playing them all fucking year.
Yeah, I gotta fork up my VR too because I want to play that Iron Man VR game.
And I feel sad for the Xbox players
I don't
because
wanna-
I've been on their Twitter stuff. They're counting down the Starfield days. They've still got 230 odd days. And they're still counting it
dude.
down.
I
It's like-
don't see any of that anymore, and I'm fucking happy.
No, but I just seen it as like 240 days. I'm just like,
I've had
you're waiting for a game that's nearly a year away.
I've had none of those come up anymore. I don't see any of those
That's
Xbox
sad. Like that's the only game they got coming this year that we know of.
that they're looking forward to. And PlayStation's got all the
Starfield.
bangers.
And again, Starfield, like,
That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, that's the biggest thing
Bethesda.
though. Like I'm laying this. I have laid by this Xbox, but if it comes to when it releases for me to pick it up, and they have a PlayStation 5, I would refund that and get myself a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Like I would refund that. Like
Or if you can get a PS5 before, then just go cancel. Stop.
that's what I'm saying. Like, cause
Can
well,
you
I'll pick
actually
it up,
do that?
refund it. Well, I can pick it up and refund. So I'd pick it up, refund that
Oh,
if I could, and then just buy the PS5 because I'd have the money saved up
yeah.
anyway because I paid
Because
it
you
off.
have bangers for years.
Like I'd be happy because then I can just go in, save some more money up again for a couple $100 and buy an old like Series X then, you know, if need be. Like I don't have to
Like,
have an X.
I don't
Xbox
care
One.
what people say that Sony and their games are the same. They're
But
A, then
the
A, they're
fact I'm
not.
just getting Xbox One, well, no, Xbox One, an Xbox Series X is because it was there and I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll get a new
Yeah.
and improved system and might as well just fucking jump the guns of like, which I was meant to level up. You know, I'm jumping the whole thing now from a Xbox One to an Xbox Series X. Like I'm going the full hog.
I actually don't think they can do Sly Cooper in that. Because they're working on Ghost of Tsushima 2, I think, as well. Fuck.
These dudes are fucking doing everything.
Yeah, but there's also companies helping, but that's still like 160 core people who like make the stuff, who then go off to other people just to touch up.
Yeah.
Like, that's impressive.
People
And
come
here
fucking
I
get-
am, just can't do shit. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to draw this. Like, they've probably got one dude who does all the art there. Like,
Yeah, well, like I said, I've been having more ideas on how. Oh, I was gonna try and do that, wasn't I? I've been requested in Unity to try and because I've been building stuff for VR chat. Trying to build the
yeah.
house and stuff, and the boys have
Ooh.
recommended if I try and build them for the house I'm building, build a podcast room. So I'm like, okay, so what I'm going to try and do is in VR chat, like have a room, but I actually want to build within that room like a set to make it look like a set that's a podcast room. So I want to put up like
Right.
the walls and supports and stuff, so it looks like a
Ooh.
set wall and stuff like that with like a green screen and
Oh,
stuff to
yeah.
actually make
Like
it
have
look
it
like a set.
just behind them and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it's actually look like a set, like it looks like they're actually in a studio set.
Do it.
So I actually want to do it like that. So they've given it to me because I figured out how to do teleporting to like walk through doors to make it look like you're walking through a door. So you press it and you teleport the other side. So I figured out how to do that with it and all. And I like learning all these things. So eventually I'm gonna figure out how to make a game of some sort.
Let's just say 2022 making the game is not as hard as it was.
No. Well, I've really gotten
you
into
see
it now.
one-man projects now, and they're as good as a AAA.
Yeah. So like, I
Which
said, I've
kind of
been
makes
using
sense
Unity.
why developers are going through them so quick now.
Well, I watched Corridor Crew. It was I can't remember his name now. Peter. He's like for a
Yeah,
joke.
the one who does everything good.
He's really good. Yeah, he's crazy. There was one of the crew cut videos where he's
I
like,
think he's the most trained. That's
well, it's his
why.
own skill. Yeah, he's trained himself too.
Mhm.
But there was a video he did, because they always do videos for crew cuts, and there was one where he's like, I built a self-replicating scene, like a AI scripted scene, like where it all narrates itself, and it's just like when he was building, it took a week to do it. When he's building, he goes, I basically just built a video game. What am I doing? Because he's like,
Right.
he built the whole thing to have the AIs be able to interact when the AIs are near other AIs, and it's like, so then they pick up the guns when they're near things. Like, he's like doing it. It's like, I just built a video game. What am I doing? And he puts a character, and he realizes he puts a character model, and so he can play, and he runs around and shoot and everything. And it's like, and it was so easy for him to do. Like, it's just like, but I'm like, from the get go when I watched the video, I'm like,
What was
that's
he
just a video
using, though?
game. It was Unreal Engine.
It'll be Engine 5, I think, too.
Most probably, yeah. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, he
That's
scripted
what I
everything
mean.
in.
Like, he did that in a week. Just-
Yeah. And he had a whole thing because you had the assets he could find online and you could either buy or get free ones. Just imported all those different assets, built a little arena, and had AIs shoot each other and fight. So they'd
That's what I
run,
mean,
pick up a
like,
gun. Like
it's a
that,
lot
and he had
easier
the
now.
sensor thing, so they run in a radius, and you can censor the AIs to run in locations just randomly go off in different angles. And then when they come close to a weapon, they know to like run towards it. If there's an
Pick it up.
item that they can pick up when they're near it, when they're doing random like walking to make them, be like random. I can't remember.
All he can do is fine-tune certain animations, and he's got a thing there. Like,
Well, they're already there half the time anyway, because when you get the skeletons, you can pre-build
Oh,
the skeleton
yeah.
animations.
you can bend their
So you bring
knees
them
and
in, and then they're all set on those base animations already. You don't have to do anything. You just got to bring that skeleton in that's built on those schematics, so it knows when it's doing that to move in that motion. It does it automatically. So you
What I
have all these
mean,
models
like,
that do it all.
It's
And
all done. It's not for you, but it's
well,
there
that's what I
if you
mean.
need
Because
it.
you had the whole chain box thing off, like I said, when I said I got overwhelmed that time when I did, where you have the boxes and connected to that and stuff.
I
And it's
hated that
just a
'cause
lot
I
of
use
true false
Blender.
things, yeah. And there's all these true false. Well, that's not Blender's building stuff. Like that's where you make your models in. But like using Unreal, where they had the
Yeah,
thing where you have
I hate
this
Blender.
schematic here and there, and it's just like true, false, false, true, and you just have all these different connections, all these wires of they doing things. So you got the algorithms to go, you know, if I'm in this direction of stop, stop for 2 seconds, then rotate in a random direction and move in a direction, stop for another 2 seconds, random direction, you know, and it just does that. He's like kind
Yeah,
of coded for that, and then goes, and then the whole random direction could be anywhere in this estimated numbers. So that's why it does like he could go to a spot in any 360 degree, it can run off somewhere else. If it comes near an object that it can pick up, it will run towards that object. If it's in that zone of like cone of radius, it'll run to that weapon to pick it up. And if it picks up the weapon, it'll
that's
go on that same
crazy.
spot again of walking around randomly. If it comes in close with another player, which is another like AI or
Shoot
bot,
'em.
shoot the bot. And if the other player comes in and doesn't have a weapon, it's to melee them. So there's a conflict button, you know. It's all narrative AI scripting that you can set up. And then
I
he
mean,
just
it
put in
takes a
like,
lot of time though to get it
yeah.
like perfect, but
Well,
like he's got the base
Even then,
there
it
to.
was very base there. Like he didn't even have to do much. He just put like, and he ended up like spawning in like 50 AIs in this one area, and they're all fighting each other and meleeing each other and trying to fight for guns. And then they pick it up, and you see gunfire everywhere. And while gunfire's running, someone will come in for conflict to fight them, while others would actually go, oh shit, and run in the opposite direction to run away from the conflict. So it was random intervals of going either fight or attack, like fight or flight.
I mean, if he can do that in a week, why can some developers not make any good like
Like and
AI
this
at
looked
all?
solid, looked fairly okay. Like it was crazy.
You look at the Cyberpunk one. We we shot at stuff, and they just crouched.
Yeah. Like it's basic. Like it just needs to be fine tuned, but you know, freak out.
And again,
run
that's
off.
on the Cry engine, so it's probably a bit different.
Mm.
Who knows?
So-
Like that's what I don't get. Like the in-house engines people use are good. Like you got Gorilla, they have their engine they use for Horizon and that, but they use it for Death Stranding also.
Mm.
Like they both have fucking wicked worlds. Like
But that's what I mean. Like, it's just. I think the biggest option, the trickiest part, what I found when I was playing with it, is not necessarily the worlds and building and the base controlling. It's the player model, like your player model.
it
It's easier
depends
to.
what genre as well, because first person you don't see it.
Well, that's what I mean. First person. If you're willing to just get away with a first person game where you're not going to see any
You
of
just need
your
your
arms,
hands.
that's what I mean. And that's still then you still got to import a character model which has a whole body.
Also,
because you
they
need arms.
they
You don't just have arms.
they got to move every finger, every like position.
And that's the
like
tricky part. But if you have none of that and you just build first person and you have the game and you have other characters running around interacting with the game, you can build a game quite easy. The biggest part, like I said, is getting the animations right for your main player character that you
and
don't really
sound
see.
design.
But a lot of it's pretty easy tuned. Like you just go.
But then
when
again,
have
you
those-
can record all the voices yourself.
Yep.
Or
It's phenomenal.
I would
And
say stock ones because that's weird.
I'm
but
thinking
like,
with the free time that I'll have soon enough that I'm gonna look and try and occupy my time with making a game. So I'm gonna see how that goes.
I'd
in my
even
free
try
time.
that with Unreal, like
So
Beardy Bros
it takes
game.
up a lot though. Unreal does take up quite a bit of space on the computer. I had to uninstall it. 'Cause
I've
of how
got
much
10 terabyte. I'm good.
Oh, it took up a fair.
Wait, how
bit
big
on my-
is it?
It's quite large. I had to uninstall it because it was taking up a fair chunk. And
100
that's why I
gig?
downloaded Unity. Something whether to play with Unity because Unity isn't that big, and I can
The
download
same
different
thing
versions.
also, nearly.
It's very similar, yeah.
I mean,
just-
it's not as forward, but like you
Yeah.
pretty much got everything there.
Unity's Ubisoft's engine basically, so
You know how that turns out.
still fairly okay though. But there's
No,
different
but
scripting.
no,
you
but
can get.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Weird that it's weird they called it the Unity engine out of all things.
I mean, it
guess
makes sense. 'Cause was that for that game they
Was-
made
I
that
think
engine?
it was.
You could tell because that game was the worst game ever fucking
And they've
made.
improved from there. But no, the fact that you can build like these VR worlds and stuff, and I've built everything in game.
I
Build
want to use
stairs.
Gorilla's
And...
engine. I don't think it's like you can actually
Well,
get
the
it
cheeky
as a
way of how I
normal-
made stairs is I built blocks, and I placed them up and stacked them up on top of each other, so I make a stair set.
Oh,
And
it's
to make
a
it so it's-
solid.
Yeah, so it looks like solid. You could interact with it, but it's kind of jumpy when I've seen people make stairs. So what
No
I
one can
did,
make good stairs in the game though.
Well, what
That's
I
the
did to
thing.
cover it up was I grabbed a same block, which is a wall block, placed it on a diagonal that perfectly covered the stairs, and made it transparent.
So
and you
kind
just-
of what they do in games where you think they're just going up on a.
Up on a ramp. You're walking up on a flat ramp, but it looks like stairs because transparent.
Yeah,
Look
but some
great.
games do have it where your feet actually do go on the
Yeah, and they
steps.
step
though, like,
up them, and that's like.
could
but
you
don't see-
imagine, like, because if there's stairs in a lot of buildings in an open world,
Mm.
Fuck me, that's a lot of time. They would have just made
And
individual
I've
fucking
made
steps.
I also made in the world as well to make it look a bit more immersive. Was I made a fish tank? So I put a TV up on the wall that has a video of a fish tank playing, and then I built a kind of propping out segment that looks like a glass tank, and put that over the video so it kind of looks like a fish tank.
Damn, son.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to try and do. I want to film a short, which I'm going to keep disclosed at this point in time. I have a kind of video game short project in my mind that I'm going to work on. But I was thinking I could film a shot, and I could actually use the program, because if I bring the video in, I was thinking which would be cool to do, which is like attempt at CGI, is I could film a video, import the video
Ooh.
scene, and then build a set in front of it, if I wanted to in Unity or something, and then just texture it, and just
Right?
have it over it. Like if I wanted to like have myself looking out at like a window kind of thing, I could film myself kind of looking out a window, but then I could build a fake house around it and look like I'm looking out that window.
Ooh,
Because I was
interesting.
thinking I could do that. So if I could film even myself
Right?
already from outside a window, film looking out, and then just build the whole set to it, and I could actually have a virtual camera, and pan back from me panning back out, and then you could see like I'm actually like in a tower or a house or something like that. I'm thinking, oh,
When
this
you
is like
said, I
base
got a vision
CGI.
of the Truman Show when he was looking out the window and like the camera comes out.
But that's what I mean. Like I'm like thinking, oh, this is kind of cool because I want to dabble in that to try and dabble at the sense of almost like special effects almost. Because
Right?
basically all it comes down to is just detailed
You
CGI.
input yourself in there and like do explosions and getting flung
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean. Like I could just have a video of me there, look like I'm like looking out a window doing something, and then have the
you,
building
you,
pan out and have the building blow up and collapse.
you can have that in your stream as well. Like have it as a
Mm.
like
Film and
redeem
then have it.
blow
Yeah,
up does
I have the whole animation, have it filmed as a clip and play it out. So I'm like, oh, these are cool things I got to try.
right.
So I'm like, I'm trying to think of new ways and new creative things that I haven't really seen and do different things with. So who knows? Who knows where it could go?
We all might see it eventually.
But I've got a project in mind that I want to work on soon. So I've got to buy some accessories. I need a lab coat.
I love.
What else we got before we start wrapping this up?
Bender's back in Futurama.
Yes,
John
he is.
DiMaggio.
He is John DiMaggio and the developers. Well, I guess because it was being produced by Hulu as well.
Yeah.
They've come to agreements now and everything that was happening, and they finally come to solid terms. So good on them.
Yeah, so that's pretty damn cool. I mean, I was gonna watch it either way, but
Well, it's gonna be weird because it's gonna have someone else. I was like, who's gonna be doing a voice of Bender? Like how?
I mean, it's a voice. Anyone can do Bender. Like people can do it just as good. But also, it's who
The humor.
they've actually got to know Bender, like because he done it for what 10 years or so.
Yeah.
So he knows like
How Bender
what he
actually.
would say, how he'd say it.
Yeah.
So, hell, he's back,
He's back.
and this is a big thing. Bandai Namco has raised all Japanese staff monthly salary by 50,000 yen.
Woo!
Yeah,
What,
that's is that big? 50,000 yen
it's
a
something.
month. I know, but like hell, that's good. Well done,
50, was
Bandai
it 50,
Namco for that.
53k yen.
53,000 yen.
Three,
Oh no, yeah, 50,000 yen.
Let's go to the currency.
Like that's probably like
Let's have a
what
look.
5 grand.
Let's have a look at the currency converter.
5 grand
year,
a
did you
year,
say?
a month, a month.
A month, 53
Yeah, they get an extra 50,000 yen a month on their salary.
Japanese yen to if it loads again,
Australian. Let's go Australian dollar.
to Australian dollar.
It's like 5 grand, right?
Uh,
10 grand, 5 grand. Probably $500. Who knows?
no, it's not. It's weird how the yen works, but it's still decent. I
Right.
think it's still decent.
Let me just write in 50,000 yen.
I got it here.
Oh,
Uh, it is in
that's
Australian
500.
dollars. $626.
Oh, that's not bad. Like that's an extra.
Yeah,
that's
so it's
per-
not like
that's
massive amounts, but it's not too
that's a
bad.
month.
Like that's an
I
extra.
mean, it
600
is to them.
Well, an extra 600. Imagine having a pay increase. An extra $600 in general of anything a month is good.
Yeah.
So that's what are they getting
I
paid
mean, that's
now?
one
Like,
way to keep your developers too.
what are they getting paid now though? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't know.
They didn't
I
say.
don't think we'll ever know really. But hell, that's cool by Bandai though. Give all the Japanese staff 50,000 yen extra
So that's
month.
like that's a
damn.
month. So if on average is what 3 weeks in a month, 4 weeks.
4.
4 weeks. So that's an extra 150.
200. Oh, roughly
If it's
150.
four weeks in a month, that's an extra $156 a week.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
still pretty good. $156 a week extra. What are they being paid
yeah.
now? Like, that's
Probably
pretty good.
thousands as it is. Oh, probably not thousands, but probably a
Who's this through?
couple of thousand.
Bandai Namco.
Yeah, Bandai Namco.
Was it the
And
developers?
they just said Japanese staff, so I'm assuming developers, star, or anything, publisher, anything. I don't know. But also this is a thing. Warner Brothers, Disney, Sony, and Paramount has pulled films from Russia. Upcoming films are not being shown there at all.
There's a lot of things, games, everything being removed.
Well, games not yet, but they're
No, no,
trying
no.
to
They've
push it.
started. There's a lot of game companies
Oh,
that
have
start.
they?
Yeah, EA
I
has
know
started.
FIFA. You
There's
can't
a few others as
like the
well.
real FIFA. Like soccer teams, Russia's banned.
Yeah, no, no. Like the FIFA games as well. They're not supporting sales
Oh,
in Russia and
damn.
Belarus or something like
Belarus, yeah, because they're helping Russia,
that.
which means China as well because they're helping as well. So, but yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. But I mean, they did almost have a nuclear explosion. All of Europe could have been gone because the fucking idiots, the Russian military, shot at a nuclear plant.
Well, they even.
So there's that. It was actually on fire too. It was on fire. They had to stop like they actually had a ceasefire so they can like fix it.
Yeah, they had to use another thing because there's a certain thing you have to do to put out nuclear fires.
Yeah.
There's a certain process you had to do. Sometimes it requires bombing as well. It's
I
like a
mean,
reverse
thankfully they've
bombing
got their
thing.
own thing to do it in
Yeah.
case of that. But like they had to, they kept firing on the nuclear plant. Like what the fuck? All of Europe could have been gone if that went boom.
Yep. Because
That's
I
what
don't
they
know
were
why
afraid of. And they're like,
I don't know why they're attacking.
just think, you're in a tank or something, shooting at a nuclear plant. What do you think's
I
going to
know,
happen if
like I
that
don't know
exploded
why
right
they're
there?
attacking nuclear facilities like that. There's ways to handle that, and they're just blowing, like shooting at them aimlessly. Like that's gonna fuck everything up if you do that.
If
It's
that
gonna,
exploded, you're first gone because you're right fucking there.
like it's gonna be another Chernobyl.
Except for all of Europe.
Like it's just crazy.
Because that's the world's biggest plant right there.
It's just fucking dumb. That's the scary part though too, is that we have these facilities on Earth. Why the fuck are we playing with this shit? Like why the fuck are we
There's
playing?
none here, I don't think, is there?
I don't think so. I don't know, but why the fuck are we playing with this thing? Why are we playing with nuclear material waste that can cause so much, and
Well,
leaving it
Russia's
existing?
the top nuclear warfare. Like, they're
Like,
number one.
why the fuck have we got this stuff that we're like playing with it on this Earth? Like it's just fucked. It can cause so much problems. Like there's a fact. It's crazy that we've created this crazy concoction of something that can just destroy everything.
Blame the scientists who make it.
Yeah. Like it's just
'Cause
crazy though.
there's no way in hell it come out of nowhere. It's like, oh, let's make this and this and this, and then
Like it's just crazy that we have stuff that can mix together to create this. Like it's such a
yeah,
dangerous.
but that's the scary part. Like the whole of Europe could have been gone like yesterday or so. Like everything. I think that includes Russia, right? Because pretty much they're right next to them. Like fuck me. I mean, if they still would try and do that shit, fuck. I can't. I don't wish it would happen. I just wish most people can evacuate before it happens. Oh Jesus, son. But that's all I've got.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Right? I can't believe Sly Cooper and Infamous could be on the way though. Oh boy. Oh boy. What are you searching up, Des?
Oh, just looking at nuclear shit. It makes no sense why people thought they could dabble in that shit. I don't know what
I mean,
people are thinking.
it's useful to a point, but you don't play with it.
I don't think it's useful at all. It's
You
hazardous.
don't shoot at it. I mean, it's good for nuclear energy. That's about it.
It's just scary though. Like
Because it can sustain for forever. Like
yeah.
they're using nuclear powered subs that we're using from England. Like, which would be handy because they can just run forever and just don't have to touch them.
It's just scary though that we were able to create an energy that's endless energy. Like,
Also, it's only a little bit of nuclear energy, but still, a fucking whole biggest plant on Earth, and they want to shoot at it. So if it wasn't for many millions of civilians who would have died, I was hoping to blow up in their fucking face. I mean, if there wasn't all those millions of civilians, but
it's just crazy. But anyway, I think
Yeah.
well that's another week done. I think that's another
Yep.
episode from us.
Yeah, boy. Hope you had fun with this one. Although
So
we had a lot of bad reviews, and hopefully they made you
something
laugh a bit.
different. Yeah, something different this week. So
We had some bangers. I just couldn't find them again.
it is what it is, eh?
It is. I don't
But
get it. Play Elden Ring. If you don't like Souls games, don't play it.
exactly.
If you've never played a Souls game, try it first. Don't actually play it first.
Don't give it bad reviews if it's your first time playing it.
I mean, you can give a bad review if you don't
Like
like it,
franchise,
but
like, but you know, don't be dogging it.
don't get a flat out zero because it's not a fucking zero.
No. Uh,
But yeah,
but anyway, I'll leave it to you as always, Jim, to wrap
yeah,
us out.
boy. Thank you, beardies and beardettes, for this episode 10 of the third season.
Yes.
We have been Dale and Jim, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Hey, Jody, say hi to your dad for me.
Didn't expect that one.